Ay, 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 ay. Hold on. Why? I'm paying $60. I'm paying $60 a month for my Wi-Fi. So why does it keep crashing? Give me a second. I'll pop out the chat. Welcome back. Yes, hello. Thanks for rejoining, I guess. Damn. Hold on. There we go. I guess I'll have to update the Discord link as well. I'll just replace it, I guess. Announcement, edit. Thanks for pinging me on Discord as well, I guess. Fuck. Wait, where's the chat? Give me a second. There we go. All your bad luck is still here until Lunar Uni. You're right. That's why. And I also don't know why it like happens right now, like at the end of the new year. Anyways, wait, so your power outage. You had a power outage. I suppose it's because of the flood? Like you said your area was being flooded? And then I started talking about how I found my power bank, but I don't go out and I don't play Pokemon Go, so there's no reason for me to use a power bank. That's all I did. Right. Let me see. Trying to verify. Man, maybe I'll just like keep it at the original and it'll just be a little bit messy. Do you see what I mean though? Like all of this is pretty clear, pretty flat, and then suddenly there's so much detail on his hair. And just like in contrast to everything else, it feels a little bit weird. That's why I want to flatten this and like simplify. Maybe I should take just like do a layer of line art first before I so that things feel a bit more natural. I don't know. We don't have any floods currently, but I think it was because we didn't have any money for the light bill. I'm not sure. Ah, speaking of money, I'm really low on money too. I always get like really nervous. I know it's probably worse if you don't even have like money for the electricity bill. Like, yeah, I had to pay like that huge amount, right, to the tax office, to the IRS of Germany, I guess. So that basically, that cleaned my bank, that emptied my bank account. And then obviously because my contract ended with my like part-time job, I lost like a source of income. And now basically my living costs and my like pretty low salary compared to what I had before, I end up with like around $300 left over or something at the end of the month, and I haven't even calculated. I don't know, like I'm sure like half of the money or like a third of that money is going to go out for like food and stuff and like daily necessities. So I'm like, well, I don't have any money to put aside, which is kind of bothering me a little bit. And it's not about putting it aside so I can like save up for the future or save up for like a trip. I need to save up because I have like another wave of builds basically coming in. Possibly this year, maybe next year, I don't know. So yeah, I don't like my accountant did say that I'll probably have to pay more. Because usually, like sometimes you overpay your taxes, right? And then you do your tax thingy and you get a tax return. I don't think that's gonna happen in my case. I might get a tax return, but I'll definitely have to pay up for the health insurance that I had at that time. And I'm like, damn. And that health insurance already costs me like $250 a month. That's like 10% of my salary. So I'm like, damn, fuck. If I get hit with another like bill like that, it'll be a third of my salary. I'm just going to past health insurance. I'm like, fuck. So I'll have to figure out how I make more money. And I don't think I've been working long enough at this company that I can ask for a raise. And usually even if you ask for a raise, that's like 10%. Maybe at best, I guess. I also have to check my contract. If it actually adjusts for inflation or something. It might be like a I think that should be a requirement, but I forgot. I was scared because it sounded like someone fired a gunshot or let off a bomb by our house. Oh yeah, sometimes I hear those things too, but I always assume I always assume someone's like what do I call it? I always thought a bicycle's tire just popped or something. Yeah. Anyways, we're time to find a sugar daddy. I feel like I keep making it worse. Like we do need some detail in here. But I think the detail should come from the color. What do you call it? From the local colors rather than from like shading? Because most of this is in the shadows anyways. So I think that would be appropriate. And I noticed I think I'm better with like local colors than lighting. It's just something that I noticed. I've tried to change it. I tried to get better with like lighting compositions, but I just can't. I just can't. I'm better with like using local colors to support my composition. And that's why I bought some books on composition and stuff. So maybe, but I do have a book on color and lighting. I should probably take a look at that one again. I feel like if you work on composition and lighting, well, composition lighting. No, if you want to base a composition off of lighting, I think you need to be like really good with shapes, and I'm bad with shapes. That's why. Like you have to have like a very what is this? What is this piece of hair? Oh no. You have to undo this. Yeah, it looks good up until this part, so I guess I'll just give it this like zigzag shape. Then I have to redo the outlines of the hair. Just so that it doesn't like, that its shape isn't ambiguous anymore. Whew. Also, I started watching some Mr. Balin videos again, and like the last thing I saw, I think it was his most recent video. It was about these like this group of people who oh yeah, they were like gold diggers basically. They were looking for gold, you know, like back in the day. Where they would go to rivers and they would like sieve gold and stuff. And they basically got stuck on this mountain in winter. And there was like this native guy, a guide. Not a guide, but like a tribe's chief, I suppose. Who basically like found them, rescued them, gave them like a camping place to rest on. So he basically saved their lives. And they wanted to leave early to go looking to not miss out on the opportunity to find the gold, right? And the chief, he said like, oh, if you go down this mountain now, you're gonna die. So wait out the winter until spring and stuff, right? And then a group of them like still left early, right? And then I feel like a month later or something, there was like an outpost. Oh, basically they wanted to go to this outpost. See, this is why I'm like terrible at storytelling, and this is also like I'm not here to tell the story, but basically, okay, in the end only one person like returned alive and arrived at that outpost and got you know, like he got rescued and stuff, and he had like this he carried like this pot of charcoal with him that basically like kept him warm and stuff. And he said like, yeah, if I didn't have this pot of charcoal that one of my friends, which all abandoned me like at some point because I'm like too much of a burden on them, if I didn't have this pot, I would have died, right? And that's like the first thing where I got suspicious. I'm like, they abandoned you but they still left the pot to you? That's weird, right? If I was to abandon someone and I knew they were gonna die, I wouldn't leave them like my heating bottle for them, right? That would be such a waste. I would use it for myself. So I was like, that's weird. And in my mind I was immediately like, oh, he probably killed them for the pot, right? And arrived down at the outpost, right? And then they basically a few months later in summer, some artist basically went up the mountain, and then he smelled a really foul smell, and then he basically found like a campsite full of corpses that all died. And turns out the guy who survived, right, he apparently like somehow caught up to the people who abandoned him, killed them all, and then also ate them. Like he ate them for survival. And not only did he just like eat them for survival, he actually like started to really like that. The taste of human meat. So instead of eating like, let's say, like one of the dead deers that just like happened to be nearby, he ignored the deer and he just kept eating human flesh. I'm like, oh, okay. Right? And then so that's one video that I saw. And then just like a few minutes ago, when I was like looking, I was contemplating whether I should just like put on some music or whether I should like listen to a podcast or like some other video while I draw. So I stumbled upon this Ewo like explore with us story time recommendation, and it says when a cannibal killer spots his next meal. So cannibal number 2, I don't know what's up with the cannibals today, but apparently I was looking at them. Oh yeah, like so. Wait, hold on. Basically, there's like a video on this. I don't know. I haven't watched this yet. I'm gonna watch it later probably. And then at some point, I was thinking, right? There's this like famous German cannibalist guy. Oh wait, there was like one Japanese cannibal, like famous cannibal. He's free too. But then I was basically wondering, like, hold on, why are all the cannibals like white men? Like, I don't think I've heard of a black person being a cannibal yet. Right? I've heard of like this weird Japanese guy, but I feel like the Japanese guy, it feels like a different breed. Right? I feel like Japanese people are known for being eccentric, so I feel like that doesn't really count as Asian. No, that's kind of silly, right? I'm sure there's some cannibalism happening somewhere in Southeast Asia, but it's like it's still kind of. I feel like Southeast Asia has like different problems right now than cannibalism, so I feel like that's why it wouldn't get covered all that much. Yeah. I'm just wondering why is it always like white male guys? I don't know. I never thought of that. It's like looking at your own species in a zoo. It is, right? Anyways, also like you remember that one guy who had his foot amputated and did like a barbecue party? And invited his people, and it was like, I'm sure that guy was white too, right? Wait, hold on, let me check. Let me check. Yeah, the only other cannibal I know about is like that one guy who had like weird wrists, went to France to study, killed a French woman, and then carried her body in a suitcase to a lake. And he said it was so tiring dragging the suitcase that at the end when he like arrived at the lake, where it was like still bright, by the way, because it's like in the middle of July, and in Europe people stay out like until the sun goes down, which means they would have like been out up until like, I don't know, like 10 p.m. even longer. Honestly, when it's dark they still stay out because it's warm enough. And he thought, oh, it's 6 p.m, it's gonna be dark, right? So he basically like got a driver, brought the suitcase with the body there, like dragged it down, and then he arrived like drenched in sweat, and he was like, oh my god, the sunset's so pretty. And he sat down and just like admired the sunset. And then people noticed that there was like blood leaking out of the suitcase. They're like, hey, there's blood coming out of that suitcase, what the fuck? And they called the police, and that's how he got caught. Really dumb man. But hold on. Guy who ate his foot. Guy served his friends tacos made of his... Oh, he made them into tacos. Oh god. Wait, can I show this? Hold on. Give me a second. Why is it in German? Alle ablehnen. One friend had to spit me into a napkin. What? Oh. Oh, that looks gross. Wait, hold on. I want to know his name. Oh, it's a Reddit user. Okay, we don't know. We don't know his ethnicity. Apfelstrudel, basically. Quiche, puff pastries, fruit, and chocolate cake. Now I don't know what black barbecues look like. I don't know. Doesn't have a federal law banning cannibalism. Ooh, only in Idaho eating human flesh can land you in prison. I didn't know. Buying and selling human meat. Yeah. Anything that makes cannibalism, to procure the meat for cannibalism, is basically illegal. That's why you can't. Hard to do it ethically, I guess. You mean what we cook? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. I want to know. Like, this is so silly. I want to know his like ethnicity or race or something. I'm just like, I want to gather statistics. If it's just like the white people doing weird stuff. Oh, well, I mean that no, that's wrong. No, we know of like cannibal tribes, right? Wait, did they eat the guy? Do you remember the Sentinel Island thingy where people are not allowed to approach anymore because of the like native people on that island? They're like really against any outsiders contact and stuff. And there was like this one guy who wanted to convert them he wanted to share Christianity with them or something, right? Convert them to Christianity. And they killed him. I think they buried him in the sand on the beach, so they didn't eat him. But I've heard like, wasn't there like a was it John F. Kennedy or something? Wasn't there like a really important figure, like a very rich person or something that got killed? Like visiting one of the like one of like ancient tribes or something. I can only speak for my family, where we just put chicken, hamburgers, ribs, hot dogs, and bratwurst on the grill. A lot of meat, I see. So that sounds like fun too, like barbecue. I do hear that like ribs and stuff are like huge part of like American black culture. Honestly, if I were to go to America, I would definitely want to go and try like barbecues Because like in Germany, and barbecue isn't that like it's not that great. It's not that big of a culture. I feel like. Yes, we do have barbecues, but it's literally just like a few slabs of marinated meat, and then sausages, right? Like Germans are not fancy with their barbecues. They're definitely not fancy at all, and I feel like that's kind of sad. I feel like in general Germans are not very fancy with like food. It's like I feel like they don't put a lot of time in their foods, I guess. They're like very time efficient, I guess. They don't really have a time of like pride into in making foods that are time consuming to make, right? Every time I visited like some friends, well, baking maybe, that's like time consuming. That's something that they do, I think. But yeah, whenever I visited like a friend or something like a friend's house and we would eat, it would usually be like really simple stuff, like, oh yeah, we made a soup or you know, where you just like throw everything in a pot and you just simmer it, or it would be like a stir fry. I think the fanciest thing they've done was making an apple or peach crumble. I don't remember anymore. But anyways, even a peach crumble is very simple to make, right? It's like literally the crumble is the only thing that you need to prepare. Meanwhile, when I go to like Vietnamese families, like a friend of mine invited me to eat pho at her house. She's like, oh, I'm making pho this weekend. Come over. I'm like, oh, that's nice, right? So we went and ate pho, and like pho is like, it's like a dish that you prepare the whole day, but like at least 3 hours, right, of simmering. Like the longer the better, right? And then also like then another time that I went, we basically did like summer rolls, which are like it's just really tedious to prepare all of the ingredients for the summer rolls, right? And I don't really have the same. We don't have the same thing with like German friends. I usually just prepare one thing and serve it. It's usually something that's very cost efficient. My favorite thing used to be when we had string cheese and my mom would cut them in half to put them into the burgers. Oh, okay. You don't really buy string cheese anymore though, it's been a few years. Maybe ask your mom to buy some string cheese occasionally? I don't know. It saved time on making the burgers though, since oh yeah, the cheese is already in the meat. Yeah. Oh, I remember one time, I think I had like one of my brothers, not my friends, one of my brother's friends came over, and it was like really late at night, and my brother came out, and he was like, "Hey," I'm like, "What's up?" And he was like, "So my friend is really, really hungry right now. Could you make him something to eat?" It's like 12, it was like 12 a.m. or something, like in the middle of the night, basically. I think my mom was already sleeping or something, right? And I was like, I mean, sure, I don't mind. If someone asks me to make them food because they're hungry, there's no way I could say no, right? So I looked into the fridge and we had like some leftover ground meat, so I made them like Swedish meatballs, kind of. And I winged most of it, and we also had like some leftover cheese, and I stuffed that into the cheese balls. And my brother still mentions it to me sometimes. He's like, you know, that guy that visited that time, like he still dreams of those meatballs. Like, I wish I could recreate them. I think that was like a fluke. I must have hit like the ideal proportions when I made that one batch. Right? Because even I couldn't recreate it until now. And he sometimes asks, my brother told me he even asks his mom sometimes to make those. And then he tells my brother, like, they're still not as good as what Bro's sister did. Almost doxed my brother's name. That wasn't good. But yeah. So that's like one of my proudest moments, I guess. a midnight snack that like where people keep dreaming. I guess that's like worth proposing for. So I guess if I ever want to like woo a guy or something, I'll make him Swedish meatballs. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, also, now that we're talking about making food, I made red velvet cake for the first time in my life. And I didn't know that if you have like unprocessed cocoa powder, right, and you add some acid to it, it turns like red. That's where red velvet cake gets its color from. And it's just like such a simple chemical reaction, but I got so excited when I saw it in person. I'm like, oh my god, it really, because the powder that came in there's like a, so I used a box mix, okay, because I was lazy. I used a box mix, and and it came with like a color package, basically. That's what it said. And I poured out the color, the packet into the batter. It's just cocoa powder, it's just brown, and you're like, wait, it's brown. Is the color pigment diluted or something? And then it like slowly at the edges it turned red. I'm like, oh, that's why you have to use buttermilk in the batter. Because right, there's a chemical reaction to red velvet cake. And I got so excited. Red velvet cake. So I was thinking like, you know what, I'll make, like for next Christmas, when I'm like visiting my dad, I'll probably make a red velvet cake. It's okay. Red velvet cake is not the nicest cake, but I guess it has like a very nice red color. Stuck is red velvet cake for you. Yes, as sweet. I always thought my mom used food dye. I've never watched her make red velvet cake. I mean, nowadays people do end up using a bit of like food dye to intensify the color. Because red velvet cake color is more like a it's kind of like berry. It has a very like distinctive color, and because it's kind of like it's kind of like this, you know, maybe a little bit brighter, but it's more like this color rather than a red. So it's not as vibrant, and I think because people add like very intense red food coloring, that's why like nowadays the red velvet kind of looks like this. They kind of make it look like this, even though it's like more muted and like dark red. So yeah, and maybe I'm sure there's probably also some sort of mix to it. But I like usually in Germany people are like, they're like, I don't know how to say it, but they're like really elitist about these things. So they're like, no, the original red velvet cake used like a chemical reaction to make the red velvet color. We're not gonna use any food dye. So yeah, they are like weirdly prideful when it comes to technicalities. You know what? I think I do like his hair more like this now. But one thing that's been bothering me is how much bulk he has in the front. So I think I'm just gonna use my liquify tool. You know, back in the day, I was like really hesitant to use the liquify tool. I was so I don't know if I would call it elitist or something, but I always felt like, ooh, I always thought it was like cheating or something, so I never used it. But nowadays it's just like so quick to fix stuff. Hello, can you like undo that, please? Oh, wait, hold on. No, just undo that, and now I have to find the right thing to select, because I have so many. I have too many layers. Like half an hour in. Wait, what? I did. Oh, it's because I selected this thing. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. Just removing the bulk from the front of his face, because it's kind of. Yeah, I just need to make these things a little bit flatter. Oh my god. You know, like, I don't know, I'm turning this into a therapy, a processing session again, okay? I think this is like my daily, my weekly review my life kind of session, okay? So you have to bear with me. So, at work, right? You know what I hate? And I hate that about myself, okay? I hate being like think I'm like a hypocrite, okay? I see mistakes in other people. I see mistakes in other people, and I hate seeing them. But then I also see them in myself, right? So when I say like, see this, is this because I'm a Gemini? Can I blame this on being a Gemini? Right, so it like the only silver lining is that at least I'm aware of my own mistakes, okay? Like as much as I'm aware of certain like traits in other people, I see them in myself as well. Right, so I notice them in myself, so I can be aware of them. But the thing is, I can't necessarily always like keep them in check, right? Because sometimes you get too into an argument, or you're like you don't have the capacity to control those things that seem to come quite naturally to you. So an example of that would be basically, so I'm overseeing like a part of like the game development, just like set dressing, right? I've been tasked with like coaching some interns on it, and I noticed that like whenever I like point something out, those interns like they start explaining themselves and like justifying themselves basically. So I like literally yesterday I told them like, you don't need to justify yourself, like just listen to me, right? And then like even then they that's why I hate, they keep arguing back, okay? They keep arguing back. I'm like, you don't need to justify yourself. Just listen to me. And you know the worst thing is, I went to the same school as them, okay? I went to the same school as them, and one of those professors, one of the main professors, the one thing she always tells everyone is like, if you're given feedback, you just take it in. Just take it in for now. Don't explain yourself, don't nothing, right? So I was sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, how dare you? How dare you argue back? I'm like a parent, right? I'm sure they're like older than me because I tend to be like a little bit younger. Because I started off studying really early, so I like joined the workforce like pretty early, I guess, in comparison. Right, so they're probably like about my age or even like older than me. And I feel like a parent talking down to them. I'm like, oh, now I understand my parents, right? I'm like, how dare you talk back to me? Anyways, I was like, all right, here's the thing that you did, which probably isn't ideal. And then they started like explaining themselves. I'm like, there's no need, just right. And then anyways, today like I basically had the same thing happen where my art director was like pointing things out, and then I started like explaining them, oh yeah, there was this thing and that thing, right? And he also told me, oh yeah, hey, you're getting like defensive again. And it's like something that they mention a lot, and it's also something that even my brother mentioned. It's like whenever we talk, whenever we argue, I always have to like defend myself. This might be a trauma response. He's like, you don't have to explain yourself to me. I get it. Is what my brother always tells me, right? So it's like just like a really like deeply ingrained habit in me. And I always feel so sorry. Like I always feel so sorry when my art director has to point it out. Because it's like, it must be frustrating for them too, no? To always say something, like just like voice their opinions and thoughts and like their inside, and it always gets met with pushback by the person that he's talking to. There's no malicious intention or anything, and it's just like, man, how do I get rid of these old habits? This is like a part where I like maturity, right? Like grace, maturity, just taking things. I think the one thing that I'm good at is like just taking criticism in general, but sometimes I do get into the into this mode of having to defend myself. Which is like, I don't know who I'm doing this for, honestly. And it's not that I perceive... Do I perceive it as an attack? I don't know. I feel like I just want to... I want to cover all of my bases, you know? And I think that's what I tend to do. And it's kind of weird. And then I also, like, when I was talking to my other artists, like we usually have these artist hangouts where when we color or we work on some stuff, we just like hang out together, and then like it's easier to have someone like look over your shoulder a bit and give you feedback, right? I was talking about them. I was talking about how I don't have enough experience leading people to know how to deal with them, with the interns, and then I was talking about how they kind of have an attitude, right? Because I feel like they kind of lack the critical thinking that when they run into a problem, they immediately try to solve it without really, and then they also make requests that other people have to sift through, because and it's things that they should have thought through first, right? They're like, oh, there's a weird shadow over here, and I'm like, have you looked at it? And they're like, yes, I have looked at it. And then in my head I'm like, then it wouldn't be a weird shadow. You would tell me what the problem was, which was something was offset, it wasn't at the right height, whatever, right? So I'm like, why are you telling me your observations when you should be telling me your needs, I guess, right? Like, why do I have to inspect the thing for you? Like, we've done this dance before. I'm like, do the troubleshooting yourself, you're not stupid, right? So I tell them they need to do more critical thinking, and then usually when I tell them, well, deal with it yourself because you're more than capable of doing so, they usually come back with like, oh, but this is so finicky and it's so annoying and blah blah blah, right? So they tend to complain. They tend to complain a lot, or they try to justify. Oh, I think that's the word that I was looking for. They try to justify the sloppiness with their complaints, right? And I always thought that's like, it's such an annoying thing. It's like such a bad attitude, right? Even if something's annoying, like for now you'll have to deal with it, and then you think about how to improve it, right? Or you just like, for now you'll have to expose it. You can't fix everything at the like right away because you're in a bigger production. And also, like, if you want to fix it right away, you have to think about like, what will it affect? What are your like teammates doing? Do they have time to prioritize these needs, or is it just like for your own convenience? Is it something you can't do without, or is it just like quality of life improvement, right? And I feel like before you should request anyone to help you, you should think about those things first, right? And then basically when I was in that artist hangout, I basically told them like, yeah, I don't know what they do. It's like they keep complaining, and it's like in a really bad attitude, and I'm doing the same, right? I'm like, I'm complaining about my coworkers right now. Like they complain about tools, I'm complaining about my coworkers. And I'm like, man, I literally just said like, oh yeah, Germans always like, I don't know if it's a German thing or not, but like German people love to complain, me included, right? Me included. But I don't want to. But I think in that moment it seemed like I was not talking about myself, but I was like distancing myself from them. And I'm like, right? And then I didn't even have the chance to say like, oh, by the way, I'm trying not to be a hypocrite, but I can see that I'm a hypocrite right now. I'm very aware of it. Wait, is that another thing of like me trying to defend myself? Like me always trying to have to justify myself and be like, hey, by the way, I'm a hypocrite. This includes me as well, right? Oh man. Okay, I think. Yeah, is this hair fine? I feel like there's one layer too much. There's like too much. There's a little bit too much bulk on the strand. It looks like there's another layer of hair on top, which shouldn't be there. Let me check the Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it should be there. Should I maybe? I think that's even worse. Maybe I should do this. Just combine these into like one big lump. And then I'll just take this this and do this. Just outline his hair properly. I think that should be good for his hair for now. And then I can start on like drawing the background. This is stark. Oh, starku. And then wait. I included the background. Oh yeah, I see. So I added a few. Wait, so this is the original, right? This is the original. And I thought I should add a bit more. I should add some tassels and a bit more detail to these carpets. I think that does help a lot with like texture and stuff. So I'm gonna use these. You're like the Simpsons family because because I sim so much. No, Lily, this is how you start off. I love you. I love your thing. Thank you. Good evening. How you doing? By the way, Millie, I have to ask you. Do you think Germans complain a lot? Do you think Germans complain a lot? Because I don't want to be the only one who thinks this. Oh wait, hold on. My little brother is calling. What? Hold on. Give me a second. Man, wait, hold on. We sure do. We do love. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's not even overtly complaining, right? They're not even. They're not necessarily saying. No, usually they do say it, but it's usually not. They always like just like sneak it in like a side sentence or something. And sometimes when it's like, sometimes it almost feels like passive aggressively accusing. It's like a really weird tone, you know? And it's like, it's basically like, oh yeah, this doesn't look great because using this tool that you introduced to me is just like so annoying to use. Like it's kind of, they do stuff like that. Or they always like, it's always like they use complaints as an excuse for something, for sloppiness or something. And it's like really weird, and I've only seen Germans do that so far. Maybe because I'm German and I live in Germany, but like I never had that same issue with like the American studio that I worked at. Not in a professional environment, at least. So that's why I'm like so confused. Oh wait, hold on. My brother! This little shit. I don't know where my little brother gets his audacity. I don't get why he's like, why are men like this? Anyways, hold on, let me catch up on the chat. I'm trying to make a summary of the Muffin post for my friends. It's gonna be dead for a bit. I Mafu. Oh, is it the drama about Mafu and like his wife or something? I feel like I scrolled across. I scrolled across something similar. Yeah, oh my god, hold on. I literally just saw it in my recommendations earlier, but I don't think I see it anymore. Might end up leaving stream for a bit to do so I can't get distracted by multitasking. Yeah, don't worry about it. Let me cook a second. I have a question, a very serious question. Okay, sure, go ahead. Film some, she told me a minute ago, it's alright, I forgot. Yeah, that happens. He was, oh yeah, Mikaneko. What? Wait. What? He was married to Rushia? Was. Wow. That's interesting. I did see the Rushia thingy too. It was like the sheep guy. The sheep news anchor VTuber guy. He was like news about like a HoloLive's Rushia or something. And I was like, man, isn't she like didn't she leave that like long ago? I don't really like his style of news anchoring, so I was like, I didn't touch it. That's so funny. In entertainment. Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, you're right. Mika Neko and Mafu were married. There's more important info than the fact that they were married. What about the abuse? Her cheating on him and living. Oh! Holy shit! That's tea! Wait, what? Oh, Millie, we on sync, huh? I'm not on my strawberry week yet, but I'm like a few days away from it. My god, Mafu and Mika and Neko were married and then divorced. Mika and Neko gaslighted Mafu for 2 years. So much that he wanted to die. Oh. Oh, damn. He's suing. Oh, he better do. He always seemed like a really sweet person. Like, wasn't he even? I think he was even an actor in something. I don't know. He always seemed like really soft. Oh yeah, Kyo. I think that's his name. Yeah, the Shimon. Now that I'm on my strawberry week and suffer from being a woman, I was thinking about liars and what if a monster has period too? Would he eat them on their? I mean, if you think about it, he's already eaten periods, right? He's already eaten periods. Because eggs are basically the periods of chicken. Right? Because like eggs only turn into chicks when they get fertilized, but usually most of the eggs are not fertilized, so he basically already ate period. Yeah, our human eggs are a little bit too small, so that's unfortunate. He can't eat our periods. I didn't need that imagery. Yeah, no, but did you also know that like a chicken only have one hole, so the poo and the egg come out the same hole. That's why sometimes you still have like some dirt stuck on the egg. So you can eat me. Great to know. Thank you. Okay. Only if you were a monster though, Millie. I don't think like even his sister had to be a monster for them to eat them. So yeah, he's not doing straight up cannibalism. But Millie, you should have been here earlier. We did talk a bit about cannibalism. I've been wondering since like all of the cannibalists so far, except for that one Japanese dude, seem to be like white men. Like, is that part of white man culture? I'm kidding. Anyways, oh, let me get back to my brother because now I'm angry again. Okay, I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay, I feel like my brother has like so much audacity, and I don't know where it comes from, and I think it just lacks of. He just like lacks empathy, and I feel like it's like a gender thing, you know? I feel like it's a gender thing. Just a culture, like male culture versus female culture, and I feel like women tend to be so underappreciated, and I've been thinking about it because my brother always gets like angry or something when I don't help him or I don't do a favor for him, right? And I think I always get like iffed by it. I'm like, why do you have the audacity to get like angry that I don't do a favor for you? I already do so much for him. And I think it's because like, so he's like in sales, right? So he needs recommendations, right? He needs recommendations so he can get like new clients and customers so that he can like make commission off of them, right? And he used to ask me like, oh hey, if you're meeting these friends, can you ask them like if they need like insurance or something? And I would always be like hesitant about it, and I'd be like, man, I don't really want to get to this like topic and etc. And he always like, why not? It's so easy, just ask them. Just ask them. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And then it's like, I always don't want to do it because it's like so much work for me. And he doesn't realize that like when he asks me to do these things, he's actually putting workload on me. The workload that he should be doing, he's putting it on me instead. And then he gets angry at me that I don't do the work for him. Because like imagine, now if I was in sales too for a while, right? So whenever you want to make a you want to have like I don't know what you call it, but if you want to basically sign a customer, right? You want to sell some insurance to them. What you have to do is you have to make them warm up to you. You have to make them warm up to the whole topic of finance, right? And then you also have to clear up any of the like preconceptions about how shady insurance agents are and stuff, right? You have to assess and evaluate how like what your standing is with them, right? Are you on good terms with them? Like what is your relationship with them? How does talking about finances or bringing this thing up affect your relationship, right? So I have to do all of that thinking and then also try to convince them to go to my little brother to buy the insurance there, right? Oh, hi Maj, welcome, right? So and this should be work that he's doing, but he's putting it on me, and then he gets angry that I refuse, and then he's like, yeah, you never help me, you never do me any favors, right? And then like, not to mention, and then I heard something like someone say a few days back, which was basically like, men build their success off of women, basically, right? Usually, like, there are some men who are like aware of this, like some very like successful men. They're like, yeah, I couldn't have done this without like the support of my wife or my mom or whatever. I don't think my little brother knows about this yet, right? Because there was like this one story. There was like this one, I don't know if he was like a YouTuber or something, but he was like on YouTube Shorts or something. He told a story about like how he got got successful. He had like a child at 15 years old, and then he worked really hard for 2 years, lived on other people's couches, and now he's like a millionaire or something, or gazillionaire. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. And the first moment I heard about him living on the couch, I was like, and where's your child? Right? The child was with the mom the entire time, right? Like, he wouldn't be able to do that if he was like a woman or something. And then even with my little brother, right? When he can go out and like try to be successful in his career, because he doesn't have to worry about rent because he lives with my mom. He doesn't have to worry about like doing chores in the house, which is also done by my mom. I think he started washing his own shirts, but up until like a few months ago, my mom was like washing his shirts every single day, so he would have a cleanly appearance at his work and stuff, right? Which I'm like, my mom already does like so much for him. I support my mom, which basically also supports him, right? And he's so ungrateful in that sense. Like, I don't think it's ungrateful, but I feel like it's like he doesn't even realize. And then he also said something like, oh yeah, you know what, like, I don't know, being a housewife is probably really easy. Like you only need to like. He's like, well, I don't know, like doing the laundry probably just like takes like 20 minutes, right? You put it in, you wait, and then like you hang it for 20 minutes, like you hang the laundry, and then like even vacuuming usually only takes like 10 minutes or something. I'm like, yeah, I mean, the small tasks, they don't take long. But if you have to cook 3 meals a day, right? Cooking the meal usually takes an hour, and then you have to do cleanup. Like even just like washing the dishes can take 20 minutes at a time. You do that 3 times a day. Like and then you have to clean more than just doing the vacuuming. Every week you have to at least you have to like clean the bath and stuff as well. And then I remember we had this we had a cleaning lady. Like we had someone clean for us, like back in the day. And at some point she even came like 3 times a week, right? And every time she came, she would stay for 3 hours and just doing cleanup, because that's how messy we were. Like we would get the house so messy, she would have to clean up 3 hours a day every time she was there, right? And she didn't even do the whole house. Basically, she barely got like the dirt done that we were like making, like doing the laundry, cleaning the kitchen, like scrubbing the kitchen, doing the bath. She didn't even, sometimes she would like change the bed sheets in like my mom's room and stuff, and then also cook meals, right? And I don't see where my little brother gets the audacity. Like the lady like didn't even have to go buy the groceries. That's why, like, imagine you have to go buy the groceries as well. You would spend even more time a day. So I feel like even being a housewife is a wait, where's my music list? Even being a housewife seems to be a whole. Where's my music list? Did it stop? Did I just like stop it? Have we never been listening to music this whole time? Does he need a babysitter too, or what? I know, right? He's so silly, and it's like I have to talk to him about this at some point, because it's starting to getting on my nerves, honestly. Like the audacity. He asked me, so he yeah, I think I accidentally closed it. So my brother called me earlier, right? He asked. So I was asking for the car. Like I asked him, even though I should be able, like the car's under my name. The car's actually like, he doesn't even have a driver's license, okay? So the car is basically mine and my mom's, okay? And I told him, hey, I want and need the car tomorrow. Give it to me, please. And he's like, okay, fine. And then he basically calls me and he's like, can my friend who drives the car drive you to your friend's house tomorrow? And I'm like, well, does he want to pay? Like, that's silly, because I'll be staying there until like probably past midnight and stuff. Like, does he want to wait? Is he gonna pick me up and drive me back home? That's silly, just give me the car, right? And then my brother was like, well, can you and then he's like, yeah, but he's supposed to pick me up on Sunday because I get back home from my business trip. And you know what? He arrives at the train station, right? And that train station is like 20 minutes away from our home. So he can just take the public services, right? Yeah, he should learn to take a bus. I know, he's so fucking spoiled. You don't understand. He's spoiled rotten. He's like actually rotten to the core at this point. And then I was basically, no, like he's like, can you at least pick me up on Sunday at 10? I'm like, dude, I just told you I'm gonna stay with them. We usually stay up until like 3 a.m. or something. There's no way I'm gonna pick you up at 10. He's like, well, just like set an alarm or something. And see, do you know what I mean when I tell you that I get annoyed at people who don't do critical thinking? It's like, if he had just stopped for one more second to think about when I would go to bed or when I would arrive home, he would know that, like, no, I'm not gonna lose sleep just to pick him up. I'm like, just go home. And then you know what they do? They're like, and like the annoyed sigh, you know, that they do, and then he was basically okay, and like in obviously in a pouty tone, and hung up. And that actually gets me angry at this point. Because like my mom already gave up. She's like, I don't even know how to deal with, like, she's like, I don't know where your little brother gets the audacity. It doesn't come from my dad, it doesn't come from my mom, right? Like he doesn't have a driver's license, but he lends our car out like it's his own car. Like it's his own car. He doesn't ask me for permission. And like at some point, like some of his friends just keep the car because they're the drivers. And my mom and I tried to tell him so many times, like, no, you can't do this. And he always tries to reason like, yeah, but there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing it, why they couldn't take the car, because they're like responsible drivers and I'm gonna take responsibility for it. I'm like, no, you're not gonna take responsibility for it, because like if they get into like an accident, I'm the one who has to pay. Your last friend who got into an accident didn't even pay it. My dad had to pay it. Like, what makes you think I can trust you again with this? Like, do you see the problem? Everything revolves around him. He's like really self-centered, but he's also really good at arguing. And when he argues, he doesn't give you space, nor does he actually listen to you, right? He argues against you. So it's never a conversation, right? And if I'm already struggling with my little brother like this, and he's actually like one of the, like, he already treats me good, what makes me think that I'll ever get into a relationship with a man? Like, I'll have standards because damn, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not raising another guy. I like, no thanks. My mom used to always say, the world doesn't revolve around you. You don't control the world. The sky isn't played. Yeah, I know. And he knows that too. Logically. But his heart doesn't know it yet. Like, he doesn't understand it. That's the problem. Like, he's actually like really, like, he's really smart. I don't know about intelligence, but he's like really smart. Right? He's smart, intelligent, like... And I think it's... because he's so good at debating and arguing as well, he can easily talk his way out. And that's why, like, I always struggle arguing against him, because he's like really fast. He's also a quick thinker, right? And he always wins arguments by not giving me any space, by basically overwhelming me. He basically overwhelms me in an argument. And basically, in the way that he basically hammers down. I can't describe it really, really well. That's why I'm like, I get so frustrated about not being articulate enough, like not graceful enough. Because against people like him, you have to be like really great, like graceful. Graceful? You have to handle them gracefully. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know how to diffuse him, basically. And it's like, sometimes he takes on like traits that my mom has, because if he doesn't, like, at some point he'll just like, it's like, no, I'm ending this conversation here, and no, let's not talk about this anymore, right? And I'm just trying to make him see that, hey, I don't want to be treated like this. And even if I tell him, it's like, hey, you know that I have these like weaknesses, stop using them against me. Right? He knows that I'm like not the quickest thinker, that I'm like also like, maybe it takes me some time to maybe find my thoughts or process them to articulate them well, right? And I think what a good listener does is they try to repeat what you say, right? So if someone says like a thing, and then you try to confirm that you understood them correctly. My little brother doesn't do that, right? And like, I like the first time, that's why I like really respect my studio director that I work with, because he was really good at doing that, because he knew we had like a language barrier, and there's bound to be like some communication issues. And basically, whenever I said something, he would confirm it with me, and I was like, holy shit. Wait, he's actually like, this is what a conversation feels like? Having a conversation feels like, and I was like, oh my god, this is so nice. Oh, what the hell did I walk into? Hi, tea so smooth. I guess I'm out of place here, but hey. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry, sorry, I got like, I tend to get into rants when I draw. Because when I draw, I can turn off my brain and focus on, like, thinking. So yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry, like, you can mute me and then just, like, watch me draw. Watch a proper podcast on the side. Yeah. I'm just, like, I usually use these things to process my thoughts. And then also, I don't know, playing rhythm games also helps with that. When I play rhythm games, I get, like, I think really well. It's weird. So whenever I need to think, I either start drawing or I play a rhythm game. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was just complaining about my little brother. And how he's like I try to tell him sometimes that, like, he's still a bit immature here and there. And he's like, well, where the fuck am I immature? Right? And then I try to explain exactly these issues. But I can't, because I get nervous, or like I get into this mode of having to explain myself. I think that's also where it comes from. Like, I always have to explain myself to my parents, to my brother, to teachers. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyways, let me read. We're all some level of upset at his lack of brain. I don't think it's his lack of brain. I think it's his lack of empathy. Like, looking at draw streams for help me with my own art issues. I have professional friend who just gives me the whole just draw, and the more I go around, the more I realize he's just right. I think so. Yeah, I think you should draw. I think you should draw a lot. That helps you like it helps you with muscle memory, right? But the other part about getting better at art is being very intentional though. God, I can't talk anymore. I've already talked so much. It's being very intentional about your decisions, right? Your friend's not wrong, but it depends how you draw. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily depend how you draw, but I think the secret sauce basically is being intentional about your decisions in like composition. So you do need a lot of like knowledge, I guess. A lot of knowledge too. That's where all of these like art classes, that's where the whole like discussion about art schools and art classes come into play. Because yes, you can learn a lot by yourself, right? And you can gain experience by doing it. But having someone at a school or at an art class see your mistakes, analyze them, and then guiding you into the right direction, that's usually something that's something valuable that you can get in art school. But you have to look for it basically. Or that's also something you can find in like an art community, so it really depends. But yeah, networking, for example, is also like a thing that's a bonus, like a pro of art school. So yeah, Milk, you're repeating the exact words my friend said. You need to think intentionally and think hard. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do catch myself a lot not thinking though. Right? Because like sometimes you just, like I had the same issue when I was drawing the hair, when I was redoing the hair. Like when I was on my own, I was just drawing this, I was just painting, I was going in and doing like everything, and it looks nice close up. But then when you zoom out, you realize, oh shit, that's so messy. It has a completely different level of detail than everything else. So I had to redo it and like simplify it, and maybe if I want to, I can add a little bit more like detail later on. But for now, it should stay simple like this. Yeah. That's why I'm lucky to have my friend, great guy, and he yells at me because I get distracted and he looks at my works and critiques me. Yeah, having someone to critique your work is really helpful. But also feel free to critique my artwork, right? If something looks weird, you can tell me. I might heed your advice or I might not heed your advice. Right? Yeah, I don't know if yelling at you is good. Like, you don't necessarily need to yell at people, right? Yeah, but yeah, having someone to push you is very useful. For me as a pleb, we're all plebs here. Maybe that's why I improve so slowly. I can't think hard. Or maybe you don't have anyone like critiquing your work. I don't know. Right? It doesn't necessarily have to be that. Okay, so I did. Wait, this is my line art, right? And this is my first layer. Okay, okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to. I should block out all of these like puppet thingies. No. Alright, hold on. I think I'll use this brush and then I'll just like do it in green for now so I can see where I am drawing. And for these, yeah, actually I probably shouldn't use this brush, just because the edges are a little bit like too textured. You can hear me walk through, like talk through my problems, I guess. Both mentally and like the art problems that I have. I usually relate his lessons to what I know. Yeah, I love racing and racing sims in general. That's so funny. A famous race car driver, Jim Clark, said the people who wins races are the ones who think the hardest. That's true. That's true. I envy the children who've been taught to think hard to overcome their problems, because I haven't been taught that. I don't know how to think to overcome my problems. Right? And it's like really encouraging too. Right? Asian parents tend to do like, just do it. Why can't you do it? Just do it like this. That's how they yell at you for you to improve. Right? Or what my mom tends to say, and it's one of the sentences I hate most, right? My mom is and I think that's like something she followed herself. And it worked for her. It didn't work for me, because she said, like, she always told me, like, you can't do anything but work hard. Right? And I'm like, I'm always working hard. What do you mean? Like, there hasn't been a day where I was slacking off. Right? The problem is I am working hard and it's not enough. What do you mean? And then even if I had like struggles and stuff, she'd look at me and be like, what am I supposed to do about it? Just work hard. And like sometimes you wouldn't even be looking for like advice or something. You just wanted to rant or something, right? Oh yeah. Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, you've got the Asian parent thing going on? You know, it's kind of weird. My mom was like very like, on one hand she's very Western, very modern. On the other hand, she does have very like conventionally like traditional Asian values, which is really weird because she's like one of like, you would consider her a modern woman, but then she does stuff like always letting her husband do the decisions or something, or always like bottling her thoughts and feelings in because, you know, it's not becoming of a woman to lash out and stuff, right? So she's kind of weird in that way. Same with like my grandma. They're like basically both of them are very like successful women in their career, but then they do like really weird moral, not, I don't know about moral, but like social decisions. It was kind of weird. Like, even though my grandma is so modern, she like fully supports the Communist Party, and I'm like, how does that work? Yeah, traditional values, the father being the head of the house, and that, yeah, the weird thing about it though, see that's why my parents are really like pretty weird, because my mom was basically the breadwinner. She was like the head behind all of the businesses, and she's like the mastermind. I mean, like, she has the business sense, business acumen, And my dad is like, my dad is more like, so basically like his strengths are learning from experience and applying his knowledge, right? So he's like very good with like technical stuff, and my mom is very good with like abstract concepts, right? So my mom can go through her shop and see exactly what needs to be done and how much like inventory needs to be taken and stuff. She would do it just by walking from the front door to the back. And I don't know, that's a talent. That's honestly a talent, right? My dad is like really bad at handling businesses. Like he can't really like calculate. Like he couldn't do that like back then. I think he learned a lot from my mom, and that's why now he knows how to handle things. And he's good at optimizing his processes, right? My mom is like really good at like having new ideas. My dad is like really good at optimizing his processes. That's why like he's been doing his flower shop for like a few years, and even though there was like COVID and stuff, he didn't really make too much, like he didn't encounter too much difficulty, because he could just like, he found a way that he could optimize his sales basically. Which is interesting, right? So my mom, like back in the day, she was basically doing everything. Like my mom was crazy. See, this is what I mean with like men don't know how hard women work, because my mom was basically from day to night, from 6 a.m. right? She would make like breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever for my brother. Basically my lunch boxes, right? My brother's lunch boxes, my lunch boxes, and then she would make breakfast for us before we like left the house. Then she drove us to school. Sometimes it would be my dad, but she probably drove us to school a lot. Or sometimes they would split up, right? My little brother goes kindergarten, I go to school, right? And then they would work. And then at some point they would basically like pick us up at like 7 or 8 p.m. She would get home. She would always have food made, like freshly cooked food every single day, right? And then after food, she also had to clean up. I don't know how my mom did that. She was basically doing all of it. My brother and my dad didn't have to lift a finger once. Right, and on the weekends, obviously, sometimes we would have like a lady, like a friend, one of my mom's friends. She would come over and help us like clean the house, like deep clean the house, basically. Right, anything that my mom wouldn't manage throughout the week. And I haven't seen my dad clean up a single time in my life. I think the only time was when my mom was in Vietnam with my little brother, and my dad and I were alone at home. It's still one of like my fondest memories, because we just like had a really like stupid lunch basically, where he just like cooked some Wiener sausages, and then we went out to eat in the garden, and the moment we sat down it started raining, so we went in and had like our tea and Wiener sausages with sriracha in the kitchen. So it was a cute moment, but like yeah, I've only seen my dad like cook twice. So yeah. And then anyways, I just can't wrap my head around not communicating and bottling emotions or feelings. Yeah, because communication is needed. I always say lack of communication kills, because it has happened for... It does. Well, that's why my parents are divorced now. So yeah, no, I fully agree with the communication thing. And I think my mom only learned... Like she went through a lot, man. And she always gets like trampled by other people. She always got trampled, I guess. Like she was a doormat, basically. She was a doormat, okay? There's no, she's a pushover, and there's no denying. She's a people pleaser, and I feel really bad for her. But like she learned from my little brother and I was like, no, you can't live like that. What the fuck? Stand up for yourself, right? If you don't do it, we'll do it for you. And now she's learned a bit, like, you know, standing up for herself. It's just like it's so crazy. And I think maybe that's where my brother gets it from, because my dad never really like appreciated the work that my mom has done for him. Like my dad's not very like, he's not very emotional either. Like the typical Asian parent, you know, they don't know how to express their love. Except for giving gifts, I guess. That's the one thing my dad has done consistently. He just brings me stuff. he just like hands me stuff. Expensive stuff. Like I don't know, like a cat or a dog bringing home prey. And it's yeah. No, it's very interesting. And that's like I had to learn to look at my parents more closely to discover their charms, because they just weren't like as openly loving. Like no, they were loving, but they weren't expressive in the same way you would see in like Western media or like Western parents do it. So yeah, I never like it took me a while to realize it. And I always thought my little brother was just like the favorite child. But I have stolen the spot now. Now I am the favorite child in the family, okay? My little brother is the troublemaker. He's always been the troublemaker, but my parents have now realized that I'm like a really good daughter. I'm just a little bit of like a temperamental daughter. In Germany they call it Zicke, okay? That's like, they always told me I'm like, du bist so zickig, and I'm like, basically I'm a tsundere. That's what they told me. I'm like Tsun. And they never realized I had the dere side. Yeah, funny you mentioned cooking. My grandmother and great-grandmother taught me to cook because they were terrified I would marry a woman who wouldn't know how to... That's so... Wow. That's actually so... Damn. That's like sexism, but like coming from the same sex, huh? See, that's like in... Wait, what do they call that? Do they call that internalized misogyny? Pissnerk. No, yeah, I do hate the word Zicke though, because I always felt like I wasn't that. Right? Because like, that would imply that I'm like unreasonably thorny, basically, right? Whenever I was like I always had my reasons why I would be angry at something. So I'm not the person who unreasonably gets angry. So that's something that like kind of like, I don't know, that irked me a little bit. Can I just paste this and then merge it down? I think so. And then I'll do the same for this one. Oh shit. Is this? Oh no, I can keep this way. And then what I'll do is I'll take this one out and I'll start drawing this like this pattern, so that later when I take off this line art I can still see my design. I don't know what kind of design I should do. I just took something very generic. Put it there. I don't think it matters too much. But if you were to make this like into a masterpiece or well thought out thingy, you'd probably make this something meaningful. But yeah, I don't care too much about this, so. I recently received a text from my friend where she made some food, looked appetizing, and sent me a pic. Caption, "See, I make great food. Maybe I should be her daughter-in-law." Wait, whose daughter-in-law? No, that's also like I would say something. I would say the same thing. I'm like, if I made good food, I'd be like, hey, I can be a wife. I can be a bride. Oh, my mom. Oh, I see. I guess she was flirting with you. Maybe your love life is going good now. Or is it the same friend that catfished you? It's a different friend, right? I didn't mind it too much because it wasn't like they were natty or evil. Yeah, my grandfather and grandmother discussed everything and they always took into consideration one another. Yeah, that's very sweet. Yeah. You know, like I don't know if I'm like intimidated by my grandparents, but they're like actually really sweet people, right? Like the fact that they've been living together for so long and they don't really have any like marital issues. As far as I've noticed, right? They've like always been, they're the type of people who can just like hang out in the same room and not talk at all. So I don't really see my grandparents talking a lot. Which was so, I don't know if it was weird, if it was normal for me. But I think that was like, it was kind of intimidating to me. I'm like, wow, my grandparents just don't talk at all. Neither did my parents. My parents didn't talk all that much either, except for like business, right? So I feel maybe that's why I'm so socially awkward, because I've never seen any adults talk. Well, no, that's a lie. I've seen them talk at like big Asian parties where they were like cackling and stuff, but they're all talking so fast I can't keep up, and they're talking a different language. But yeah, anyways, my grandfather is like really sweet. He's like, I was like congratulating him for like his birthday, because it's like at the beginning of the year, like the 1st of January basically. I called him, he was like asking me how I'm doing and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing great, I'm like working and stuff. And then he told me like, hey, don't work too much, you should also go out and enjoy life a little bit. Like, don't be a workaholic. And I think he's like, he sees my mom in me at some point, because like she's also a workaholic. She just like, keeps working. And I think it's worse with me than my mom, because I don't seem to have a lot of friends. I think like I don't have the most, like I'm not the most extroverted. I don't really have the extrovert lifestyle like my brother does. So, and if it already seemed to my mom like I was like a shut-in, I think my grandparents have like an even worse image of me. Especially if my mom talks to them and they're like, oh, and she's like, oh yeah, my daughter doesn't really leave the house. She can like spend the whole day at the PC drawing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Like I don't really have the need to go out and meet people. I'm usually not the one taking initiative, like trying to connect to people. I think something might actually be wrong with me. Like I almost never have the urge to meet with people. So when I was talking to my art director, she was actually, I feel like she was a really lonely people. She actually said it, person. She actually said that. She's like, she feels so lonely. It's like devastating. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, but life was so good without people in your life. Like you have so much entertainment that you can do. You can like anything you can do with people, you can also do alone. It's so easy to be alone nowadays. But I think if you're like the personality type to seek out connections and stuff, it's going to be really hard on you. But yeah, I don't know, and I feel like every time I meet up with people, obviously it's always someone else proposing it, which I'm like really glad about. And I usually always say yes when someone proposes it, because I obviously don't really like propose to meet up by myself. But man, meeting up with people is always like, it always comes with so much work, right? You always have to, the time when you like shower yourself, when your hair gets made, make sure you smell good, make sure you dress good, and then do your makeup, and then you have to take public transportation to get there, or like you have to pick up the car, and then you have to bring some, like you have to go and bring a present and stuff. It's like so many elements of work that you need to do. And see, I feel like that's something, maybe that's like in Asian culture, but in Asian culture it's always like all the girls have to deal with this. All of the girls always like think about these things. It's like, oh, I'm visiting like my mother-in-law, etc. I need to make sure that I bring her a present and stuff. Have you ever heard about like some son-in-law thinking about this? No, it's always the wife who has to do all the social things and keep up like traditions and everything. And then see another point where I'm like actually angry at my brother right now. He just like doesn't get it. He's like, oh, you're such a shut-in. You're just an introvert. I don't get why you're like not meeting people, etc. Like, it's because it comes with like so much work and labor. So silly. And then the men are like, well, who cares if you're stinky or if you look bad? It's like, I think men don't understand that, like, as a woman, like, appearances basically decide your social standing, right? Like, they improve your social standing and they worsen your social standing. You even, like, it's even easier for you to get jobs and stuff, right? Because women are always judged on their appearance, right? If you're not in top shape, if you're not in top shape, you don't look like well dressed, etc., people will think you're sloppy, etc. And yes, it doesn't matter what people think about you, but it will affect you, right? So it kind of matters, but it also kind of doesn't, right? You like, man, I don't know, man. It's kind of, sometimes it feels unfair. Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. No, this character isn't 3D. It's like live 2D. I think I just rigged it really well. No, it's live 2D. I can't. That's why I can't check further than this. You feel like I've become more extroverted than before, at least in chat. I think I talk a lot more, just like but I've always been like, how do I say this? Like, I've always talked a lot. That's the problem. People usually can't keep up with the amount of talking that I do. That's why like doing it on streams works so well, because I can just rant and people have to deal with it. Right? It's like there's no social norms to this. Right? It's not like I can only say one piece and then have to wait for the opinion of the other person. I can just dump all of my thoughts on you, and you have no choice but to listen to me or click off or mute me or something, right? You can't do that in real life. That's why like I'm really bad in real life situations, but I can talk a lot over here. Or like with people that just like not to talk a lot and are okay with me talking a lot, basically. Which usually is like very few people, because they like the people that are kind of shy, they don't know when to cut in, or they're not comfortable interrupting me, so they're like waiting for a moment for me to stop for them and give them time, which I don't think I do. So if I look into their faces, I'm like, oh shit, they want me to stop right now, and I need to finish this up quickly, but I don't know how. Anyways, yeah. Maybe Rhoda's your best friend, but what if you're not his best friend? No, obviously I'm not his best friend. In casual settings, at least where I'm from, you at least take care of yourself in terms of basic grooming, you're fine. Yeah, putting more effort into appearance is more in a formal environment. I feel like that applies like very much to men. But like a girl, if your skincare is not on point, or if you look like, if you don't have makeup up, people are like, are you sick? Like, what happened? Etc. Right? And this is like out of concern, but it's like people don't even know anymore that girls cannot wear makeup and stuff. And then you like, do you not sometimes hear about these Reddit stories where someone's like, yeah, my dad just died, I went to like this gas station and was bawling my eyes out, I look really bad, and then there's this like old guy from across the street like yelling at me to smile more because it's more pretty, and I told him like, my dad just died, how am I supposed to look, right? And then this guy like, see, like, does this ever happen to men, like, at all? These things, you should smile a bit more. I'm just wondering. It's like, yeah, I don't know. See, that's what I mean. Like, women are only valued for their appearance. Like, even if you're like the most intelligent woman, you have like business acumen, or you have like high education. If you don't look good, people are like, oh, okay, that's why she's like, oh, that's why she's so like good in education, because she had to focus on it. She's not pretty enough to get by without it, right? But then if you're like really good and you have higher education and you look good, people are like, oh, she slept her way up. And that way, I feel like it's like, why are people so keen on devaluing others? And you don't get the same with men, right? Like if a guy is ugly, they're like, oh well, maybe he's you know, like he can be funny, or he's like he's still got like a high paying position at his job. Yeah, but like women always have to prove themselves. I think that's weird. at this point, I don't think I'm imagining it anymore, right? People are always talking like, yeah, women have equal rights and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, they do. They have they technically have the same opportunities, but they still get treated differently. It's weird. It's weird. Wait, hold on. I don't talk to people, so I wouldn't know. So we're not meant to look pretty, but to take blows, stone-faced. Yeah, it can get pretty brutal as people take advantage of that to abuse you. Yeah, I do get that. That's why I'm also like, sometimes I'm really taken aback at how guys treat each other, right? And that's why like, it's so funny. I noticed that too. Like if you heard that some. Have you seen that? Hold on. Let me gather my thoughts and try to be articulate about this. Have you seen this TikTok or this Reddit story? I don't remember what it was, but basically, it was something along the lines of like, oh, I think it was a comedian. It's like, oh yeah, so my daughter had like a sleepover party, and when I peeked into their room, they were sitting in a circle, candle lit everywhere, snacks in the center, and it looked like they were like summoning someone for a ritual, right? And then if you go to the next room and your son is having like his friends over, all of the guys will be sitting silently next to each other on the couch watching a TV show, no one saying a single word, right? And I do have to agree, that's how things are. I've seen the same thing happen. I went into the room, looked at my little brother, everyone was lined up at the couch, shoulder to shoulder, they were not speaking a word. Right? I meet with my girlfriends, we always sit in a circle because we can face each other. Anyways, it's like, yeah, it's kind of weird, and I do talk to my girlfriends like I do with you, right? But I feel like guys sometimes don't do these talks. So I had this one friend tell me like, oh yeah, I've never heard like a girl talk like you. And dude, every girl talks like me. They just don't talk like me to dudes. Yeah, guys should share like a brotherhood or something with each other. Anyways, we're all MMM. Yeah, we're the M gang. With that chocolate decoration. It's not very manly pop of you then. Wait, hold on. What am I missing? I'm like the bouncer outside the M team. I decide who goes in and all. Like, how's your saving for Dragon Toya going? Oh, hold on, let me check. Let me check how many. I have like, maybe 15k? No, I think I have like, yeah, no, wait, actually, let me check. Wait, dude, does this sharing screen? Oh. Share, hold on. Wait, what was it? Let's view? Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me try something. Of course, we sit side by side. If we're watching sports, that's an important event. I remember watching the Daytona 500 beside me. Beside my dad, and we were standing up like, beep boop dad. It was some presidential event. No, that's so funny. Men take like sports and cars very seriously. It's so funny. My brother once showed me an image of 3 cars, and I looked at them and I was like, that's the same car. And my little brother was like, no, that's 3 completely different cars. And then he showed me the differences, and it was like minor differences in like, I don't think it was minor, but basically like, he's like, hold on. Basically, you know how a car looks like this, right? And then he's like, this thing is completely like this thing, right? This grade. This is completely different. I'm like, bro, how would I notice, right? And then also like these what's Scheinwerfer? Like these lights are completely different too. And I think it was like, instead of this, it was like this. Okay, this shape. And I got so confused. They literally had the same shape. And he's like, oh, and the trims is different too. Like the trim, like this handle is bright. And the other handle is not bright. I'm like, why would I find the difference with a car? America. Ah! Being personally attacked as I draw cars, mech, and text. That's something that I cannot draw. And I appreciate you being able to draw those. So no, I don't. It's just funny sometimes. It's just funny sometimes. It's like how girls can see makeup, right? When a guy is like, oh, she's not wearing makeup. I like natural looks. And the girl's like, did you not see her eyeliner and mascara and her blush and her concealer? What the fuck? Yeah, hold on. Maybe like, can I share my hold on, let me check. Hold on, let me check. I'm trying to share my phone. My hands are really cold though, so I don't think I can actually like play a game. I have to figure it out. That looks like Nissan. Mercedes. Oh yeah. Like Nissan. Ah! No, yeah, I was trying to draw like a Mercedes. There's like differences between the 3 S classes or something. I think there's only an S class and then there's a Maybach S class. And then there's like maybe an E class or something that kind of looks similar, but I'm not sure. Hold on. Is it this one? Share screen. Can I see this? Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh yeah. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to mute my side. Okay, wait. Can I? Oh. Wait, what? Is it not working? Give me a second. Windows capture. Is it this? Properties. Where's the let's view? Is it this one? Oh! I think it's working, right? It is working! Oh my god! I'm sorry, you're looking at Project Sekai right now. Oh my god. Wait, is it working? I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I don't know how loud it is for you, okay? Like just tell me if it's too loud. I'll tone down the volume a bit. But yeah, you can see I only have like 17k. That's not a lot. I have to do my challenge show. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I just like choose randomly from the You hate that you love them? Oh, the dad jokes. Wait, I missed one. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts. Oh no, Millie. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry if I don't talk. Ah, fuck! My fingers are too cold. See? I'm not warmed up yet. Ah. Ah! I keep missing! What? Yeah, that one I always miss. Yeah. Oh no, Millie! The one I look up for one moment and then it's like, two sheep walk into a bar. After looking at you play for 5 seconds, I realized how bad I am. No, this is like, it's kind of weird. I haven't cleared anything that's like level 20, 28 or above. Like I haven't full comboed any of like level 28 or something. Even some like 27 levels are too difficult for me. Like this one, I can't do that. The reaction time of the sloth and pattern recognition of a blind Dave to play rhythm games like this. It's really, isn't it just like, no, you'll get it, you'll get it. It's literally just like you just practice. Is this a bad at Pro Sekai? I wonder if I could try doing all the songs on Guitar Hero. I think you should be able to. I'll stick to listening to the song only. Thank you. What? Oh, I see. Why did the orange lose the race? It ran out of shoes. No. Yeah, that one's nice though. The song is really nice. Oh, you know what? We should take a look at Japanese Project Sekai in a bit. I do have a Japanese account now too. Oh, my friend on there, she's nuts. Like, she actually has like full comboed, I think, everything on hard. I think she has like out of 300 songs, right? I think she has actually all of them full comboed on hard at least. We'll have to look at it though. This one, on this song, there's like this run in the middle that I keep missing. Otherwise I would have full comboed this, I think. Oh, here it comes. Ah! Yeah, I can't do that one. Also, I'm playing with thumbs. Maybe that's why I can't do that one. But I want to play everything with thumbs, so... I got this. Yeah, so the only issue I think I have is usually like accuracy. Like all of these thin ones, like the thin holding notes, they kill me. That's why I don't think I full combo Churu. What is the song called? Churu Rira Churu? I'll show you. Churu Rira da or something. I think it's also different if you like already played a song before, because like even if you're just like familiar with the song, it'll be like so much easier to play it. Wait, what the fuck am I looking at? Why the J-pop always bang? I feel elated listening to them. Yeah, it's really good, right? What the fuck am I looking at? I'm such a noob. This realization is so funny to me. I mean, no, rhythm games should be enjoyed, right? So no matter what you like, what level you're at, as long as you enjoy it, right? I only play this casually too, so I don't really do the ranking or like grinding. That's why I'm like so low on that's why I'm so low on here, on primos, on jewels. Wait, hold on. Sorry, you can see my phone. I don't think that's good, but I'll figure it out. You have to go. I'm being harassed and asked to join. Oh, the D&D campaign? Damn, okay. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna play a little bit. Maybe I'll get back to... I'll do my dailies on Japanese Sekai, and then I'll go back to drawing. Yeah. Yeah, see you. But made the tomato blush. So the salad dressing. I know that one. I saw that one. I already know that one. Do I? Yeah, I do play Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, oh yeah, the area conversations give me crystals as well. I know. It's kind of buggy on the Japanese version though, so I don't really know about them over here. Right? Because like a lot of the times when I click on them, in the Japanese version at least, I don't get anything. Even if it's like if it's flagged as new. I don't think this one's flagged as new. Hold on, let me find one that's new. Should be like old ones because they do have like a world update, right? So even if I click these ones, I'm not guaranteed to get the... Oh, okay, well, this one I got like... Hold on, let me prove it to you that I don't get them. See, like this one, I don't get it. I don't get all of the Primo Gems for them. So yeah, that's confusing. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I know which one I should do. Wait, is it here? Either this? I think I like... Oh, wait, that's masked up. Oops. I'm waiting for this song to get into the English version because I really like this one. Also, this one's one of the easier 27 levels. Like level 27s. Yeah, I still get them on the end. Me too. Like the Japanese... Yeah, it's really difficult. Oh shit. Wait, let me restart. Let me restart. What the fuck? I have the same twink? What? Oh, the Kimono Toya. I think the good thing about Project Sekai is that it like uses pop songs, so the structure of the songs is really easy to follow and understand. Why are you so good at this? What the fuck? It's because I like these songs. These songs are good. And this one's easy to understand too. It's always like this, like didn't like the horse hopping, the galloping. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's the galloping noises. That's why it's like easy. not the galloping noises, but like the galloping pattern. You should post. No, I mean these are just on expert, right? These are like level 27, so I don't think these are like worth it. Like the thing is, wait, hold on. I don't know if I should show that profile, but like my friend. Wait, no, this is my profile. Wait, where's my friends? I only have one friend on here, I think, and it's like one of my. Like I actually know her. Wait, where is it? Where's my friend list? Oh, what up? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna stalk her. She's like an Akitoya stan, okay? Like you can see this. But you see this? This is full combo, right? This is full combo. She's full combo at 165. 165 master songs, right? And literally every single expert level. She all perfected in master and like 50 expert. Like she's crazy. Right? Yeah, see you Mitsuna. I'll see you next time. And then I still need to use up my energy. What's this? I think I'm fine without that song. Wait, what do I nod? I think I should try this one, but do you see this one? This one's like more difficult than the other one. Like I can't get this one to full combo. Like there's like difficulties even between levels, like in the same level. So the one that I played earlier was like one of the easier ones. This one's kind of like difficult because it's so fast, and you have to flick so fast, and I can't flick that fast. I don't know why Jin was like, yeah, all of my songs should be 200 BPM. Because don't they end up just being like really fast 50 BPM songs? I don't know. Or like, this might as well just be 100 BPM, but like he just like uses, oh shit, 16th or something. I shouldn't have talked. Oh! Yeah, too many flicks. That's like one of the patterns that I can't do. But my friend has also been like playing in an orchestra. I wonder if that helps. And she plays the violin. That's like another thing where you have to be like super accurate. Ooh. Ah! I just don't want to attribute her skill to her having like, I don't know, her being able to play the violin or something. I'm sorry for all of these like non-perfect notes. Oh shit, what? I just didn't press it. Sometimes I do have the ones. Oh. I had no idea you stream. Millie, you stream? Wait, yeah, movie night on Sunday, yeah. What, no? Yeah, wait, oh, wait, did Honey mean me? Wait, how did you know me then? Oh, I see. Did you just like, hold on, let me swap over to the drawing again. I don't think, are you still listening to the, can you still hear the, oh yeah, you can still hear the thing. Hold on, I'm trying to turn off my phone. Wait, was music playing the whole time? Exit the program. Okay. Hold on. Am I still... Oh, I muted the music. I don't hear the music. Ha! I'm an idiot. I saw your art and really liked it, so I subscribed. Oh, that's so funny. Thank you. I haven't like uploaded a process video in like a year probably about now. I actually wanted to do some more like videos and then like put some commentary on it, but it's like editing is actually such a pain. Like I can see why editing is like a whole job. Because it actually like it takes so much time just like cutting things. And like adding subtitles and stuff, so I was like, nah. I'm not doing this. I'm too lazy. Okay, hold on. I'll just paint this in for now, and then I'll have to make this one like more simple. Oh shit, which means I'll probably have to add something over here, otherwise it's like too little. I do have like an effects layer somewhere already. Like this. So I think I'll be fine even if there's like not much going on. Oh, your stream popped up and I was like, oh. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's so interesting. Hold on. Wait, I think I need to turn, wait, my music's not running. Why? Give me a second. Ah, it just paused. Okay, there we go. I just had to join. I'm glad you joined. I don't know if you're like, are you interested in joining a Discord server in case you're bored? We do like movie nights on Sundays. So like we usually like, it's not really movie nights, it's like more like watch parties. So if you wanna join, I'll give you a link in a bit. Hold on, let me grab the link then. I don't really like putting it into the comments and stuff, so we don't have like weird people joining. Hold on, let me invite someone. Should I just go to like the socials announcement? This should work, right? Like this? Let me know if it works. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't. Can I as well? Domingo, you already joined. Do you want to join again, like with a different account? Can I dive in this pool? It deep ends. This one's a bit too family. I didn't get that one. Okay, hold on. And this one also has some pattern on it. I'm just gonna add a light over here. I'm surprised that people actually like follow for my art. Right, even on Twitter, like I see my follower account and I'm like pretty sure, yeah, obviously they joined me for that like one Fushiguro fan art that I did, right? And the rest of them are bots. Oh, I still have the Dr. Ratio meme that I wanted to draw. Actually, I wasn't sure what I should draw today. Like, should I draw this? Should I finish this commission? Or should I finish this? And I thought I should finish this because it's like the fastest. This has the highest chance of actually being finished on stream. I saw your Fushi art and I loved it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that one like got me a lot of followers. Funnily enough, I'm like, oh, all of these people are Fushi Sims, huh? I also didn't know that it would blow up. It actually reconnected me with an old classmate of mine who moved away in like 6th grade. But I don't see her art anymore. Like she has multiple accounts. She's one of those artists, right? You know those artists who have like multiple accounts? Yeah, she's one of those. So like I only know one of her dead accounts. So yeah, so basically like a friend sent her that like Fushi fan art and she recognized my art style. I'm like, girl, you haven't seen my art? So it's like 6th grade, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, I would recognize that style anywhere. Yeah, I basically got in a DM or something. She's like, hey, are you this girl from school? Like, do we know each other? And she basically like messaged me, do we know each other? And for some reason in my mind, it just clicked. I'm like, did we have this teacher? And she's like, yes! Oh my god, I didn't know. Yeah, that was like one of my most exciting moments in life, I guess. We don't talk much anymore, but like still. Just knowing that they're around, you know, that's nice. Wait, I came here from Dominique. Yeah, I still miss her. Me too. I still haven't like I haven't caught up on Bunny Does No Carter in a while, so I don't know how she's doing. Yeah, anyway, can you give tips on rendering besides just saying learn form like my friend does? I don't know what he means by learn form, but I think... Okay, hold on. Let me give you one tip, okay? So what I tend to pay attention to, and I think that's also what your friend means, right? By learning form, is like if you have this shape, the rendering basically decides, like, so basically the shape basically decides how you render something. Hold on, let me draw this up. It's a little bit intense for you probably, so let me do this. So hold on, let me call out these. And I think one of my like more valuable lessons. First of all, you need to get the shape right? So shape's the most important thing, and then you have like contrast and like brightness, and then like colors and stuff. So there's like a visual hierarchy. So if you learn a visual hierarchy, that's important. And let's say you want to color this, right? Depending on how shiny this thing is, that's how like your contrast changes. But the form basically decides how you want to place your strokes. So usually when you place the shading, let's say this is like very matte, there's like lighting coming from this direction, you kind of want to make your brush strokes follow the shape, right? And then obviously, like depending on where the lighting comes from, this angle kind of like gets stronger or not. And obviously, like depending on what style you want to go for or what kind of lighting situation it is, you want a hard edge or like a soft edge, right? So you need to learn how to do hard edges, not how, but when to do hard edges, when to do soft edges. And I don't really follow that advice as well as myself. This is just knowledge that I have, okay? This like I haven't like really applied it. What helps me is just like having my brush follow the shape, okay? That's how you basically already get like a very simple shading. With one stroke, basically, right? And I think you can also do like vertical strokes, but that depends on where the lighting is, right? So you follow the form of the object, right? And then obviously you need to know how different materials behave in light, right? If it's like a metal or something, there's going to be a reflective light over here, and then there's probably going to be some reflections that like over here, and then this part is going to be darker and stuff. So you need to learn all of these like different things when you draw. And you just need to know how like light behaves on a surface. Does it make sense? Is the edges not based on art style as well? Like some are more lines and some are more wavy. Yeah, that's like that's a what do you say? That's a stylistic choice, right? But stylistic choices always derive from like realistic, right? So if you have like fully realistic, and then you because stylistic choices always means you simplify something. So if you learn the most complex part, you'll understand how to simplify something, right? So if you like, okay, hold on, let me try something. I don't think I can do it as quickly because yeah, I'm not that quick of a painter. But okay, let's try making this like cylinder, right? If I try to make it more realistic and like not necessarily realistic, but like believable, right? I would add like some bounce light at this edge, and there would probably be like some dark color, like a darker color. Right, this would be more like the subsurface scattering. Hold on, let me do like a proper darker shadow, somewhat nicely blended, and then like some bounce light, and then obviously the top would be a different color. Let's say if this is like a metalish thingy, this is like a metalish thingy, I'd probably maybe even have like make this look like a reflective surface, right? And then I have like a hard specular on this side, and it's just like something that I like. And obviously these speculars need to follow the form. So if I'm like, depending on how I shape this, it kind of like dictates what the form is. It like changes the way this is formed. So this is bad, basically. Like if I make a shape like this, it kind of looks like this thing is curved. It looks like there's a funnel or something, which doesn't make sense because it's just a simple cylinder. So this thing should basically just have like a straight line down or something, right? And then maybe if you want to, you can have like a little bit of a bevel, but that depends. And then obviously if you have like, I don't know, like a dimple here or there, that kind of like affects things as well. Same with this. There's like tips and tricks you can do to simplify things, but like communicate the same thing, like, right? Kind of looks like there's a dip now, kind of like this. Some people would do it with, like, if you stylize it, you would do it with just a simple line, ambient occlusion. This is how you would do it with like painted, I guess. It's just like inverting values. That's like a small nifty trick, right? And then if you want to like simplify this and be like, oh, I want this to be more stylistic, you might want to make this a hard edge, but it follows the same principles that it follows from the more believable part, right? Like this is not a good example, obviously, but does that make sense? It's kind of like, if you zoom out close, like if you guys squint your eyes, you might understand what I mean. So I think it's, if he's like learn form, I think he means to learn to follow the shape of the object, right? If I had this object, I wouldn't just like randomly place a shadow over here, or I wouldn't. I mean, you can do this, but you'll have to know what you're doing, right? It should be a stylistic choice. The shadow could come from that shape, but I think the biggest example would be like making a specular kind of shape like this, right? This doesn't necessarily make sense because it makes this look balloony. It looks like a balloon, right? Because it kind of like, because a specular should always follow the surface of an object. So for example, if you have a matte surface, right, it probably would be lit like this, maybe, right? There's a little bit of light going on. It's kind of like this, and the shinier it gets, the more concentrated the light becomes, right? If it's like super concentrated, it kind of becomes like this. And I think you can, wait, hold on, I think I have a better example for this. Give me a second. I haven't read any comments right now. Give me a second. I'm trying to explain myself, but as you know, I'm not the most articulate person, so I can't really. Okay, hold on. I'm taking this. I think I can show you the best by just like painting a highlight over here, right? So you have a ball, super shiny, right? Super nice, super shiny. If I like add a bounce light over here, wait, that's probably too intense. Like if we have a bounce light over here, that's really nice. And now if we take a blender brush, right? And we take this and we blur this out, do you see how it suddenly feels more matte? That it looks like it's a bit more like satin. Like it feels more like satin rather than a highly polished. This almost feels like a pearl. Does it make sense? Right? And then if I add this highlight back in and I like concentrate it, I don't know. Or I add like the reflection of a window or something over here, right? It suddenly makes it like look shiny again. So you need to know how light gets scattered across the surface to be able to render. And then any other choices you make past you make past a hard edge and soft edge is a stylistic choice, because you can do the soft edge by doing like by adding texture instead, for example, but that's like more advanced, right, as of a topic, right? So you need to know when to do this and when to do this, and usually it's like a mix of both, right? And that's why you have artists doing like a face, like imagine there's an eye over here, like they do this thing on the face and they're like, oh okay, now we blur this part because the cheek is soft, but you have a nose over here that casts a hard shadow because the light comes from here, right? Does that make sense? Anyways, basically just have the lights follow the planes of the form. Yeah, and the sharpness of the shadow and lights are based on what kind of light it is. It's more based on the material properties of the object as well. Yeah, I say lights but I mean shading. Yeah, the shading's kind of, yeah. I don't need to squint. I just need to take off my glasses. Yeah, me too. I don't need to squint because I like, if I look at it far from like, if I look at it far enough, I like it gets blurry. Why does this remind me of Walt Disney art? I think that's because it's like, all of these like artists that are in animation and stuff, they have like a very strong fine arts background. They have like very strong fundamentals and technicalities, and you need that to get into Disney and stuff. So maybe that's why. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What is this one? Wait, what am I doing here? Hold on. I want to draw this carpet. Yeah, those are the only tips I have for rendering, because that's all I do, honestly. There's not much else I do. And it takes a while. This is where practice comes in, right? Getting this feel of how you need to do the strokes with the tools that you have. And when and with like what pressure and feeling you need to like apply your blending brushes, etc. That's something that comes with experience and muscle memory then. And then also obviously you have to practice. You have to practice getting the feeling of these shapes, right? That's something that I like still practice, that I still struggle with, right? If I draw a liquid, like how can I make different liquids at different viscosities, right? How can I draw a slime versus drawing like liquid water? That's like something like it. That's something where you need to pay attention to the shape as well. And I'm like, that's not something I have practiced yet. That's why usually when I draw stuff, the shapes might feel off, right? Like these carpets might feel too flowy and too light for carpets, right? These are more like soft. These are almost like shawls rather than carpets. So that's like one of the things that I'm like not good at yet. Hey, do you mind if I show some of your art from Twitter to my friend? He's not a Joe Schmo. He's a Joe Schmo. He did work for Attack on Titan and a few other series. That's crazy. The stuff on my Twitter is not the best work. I mean, feel free to show him. I'd rather you show him something like this, which is like something that turned out decently well, than like my scuffed work on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, feel free to show him that. Like, and then also tell me, join the Discord and tell me what you thought of it. I'm like, I'd be very interested to see, honestly, because like the people who looked at my art at my workplace, right? They're very sweet people. You know, they're not like criticizing too much unless it's like important for work. And my art director actually like praised me a lot. So I'm like, oh, that's so nice, right? Like we have like very similar ideals when it comes to art. But I want to know what like just someone else thinks about it. And like they can be like really harsh and be like, well, yeah, her shapes are really weird. Like, why her face is like this? Like, what happened to his nose? Like the proportions are not right, and the eyes are like tilted. Like I don't mind. usually what people say is that like I do have a good sense for composition. I don't know about colors. Right? In the beginning I did think I have a good sense of colors, but nowadays people are so good with like getting the moods right and stuff, so I feel like my only pro point basically is my only saving grace is that I have like some sense of rhythm and flow. Where's your Discord? Oh wait, hold on. I did post a link earlier. Hold on, I'll pin it. I pinned it. Can you see it? You can just join from there. And then you can join us on movie night on Sunday. It usually starts around the same time I start stream, so yeah. Now he's not like that. He's harsh, but he understands stylization, but goes crazy about form. Yeah, see, I think that's where he's gonna be really harsh on me, because form is something where I'm really struggling. Like sometimes it's okay, but usually it's not very believable. And I don't mind that. Honestly, like that friend of mine that like was in school, she was like always better at me, like drawing like characters. She always had like a really good sense for characters, and she was basically like the first. Like when I met her and I saw her art the first time, I basically had my world shattered. I was like, oh, I thought I was good. Never mind, I don't know shit, right? So she's like the first person who shattered my world in that aspect. And then basically I was like, hey, I tried to draw this face and it kind of looks weird. What do you think? And she's like, how about you move the nose up? and she did that. I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, I never really thought about it. Yeah. And she's like, she's really good at drawing like buff characters nowadays. Like she's one of the thirst trap artists, which I admire, because those artists are usually like the most formidable ones. Discord is on Discord. I hope that helped you. Millie, are you okay? Is it the period talking? Go. I saw the green haired chick. Which one did you want me to send? Oh, I think like you can take a screenshot of this one, I guess. If you want to. You might complain about the cans and the beer kind of stuff thingy. Just take a screenshot of this. I haven't posted this anywhere. It's a strawberry week for tormenting my soul and mind. So that, yeah. Really, how about you eat a you eat some German sausage. You can never go wrong with German sausage. I sent him blurry ass pictures from my sketchbook, don't worry. Okay, sounds good. That's so funny. You can share them in the Discord as well if you feel like it. But then also, like, if you want people to critique it, then like also like put a note on it. Like, people are usually just like, we like to praise others, okay? They're like, nice, good job. You won't get any like unsolicited advice. Yeah. I sent it to him. Hope you're willing to accept your fate. Yes, thank you. I've been ready since I was born. I'd rather crave some sweets right now though. Oh, sweets are good too. Sweets are good too. But you know what? I don't think I'll ever be able to eat sausages from a different country. I don't know, Germany is so good at sausages. Like if I went to Asia, I tried sausages, I'm like, this is sad. Like who created these? Also, I don't post my work many places. Me bad artist, so I just keep it. You'll improve. It's just like a matter of like practice and you know, thinking. Just like your friend and the race car dude said, just think hard. Yeah, but that's why like even being like a concept artist or something can be like really exhausting. Everyone wants to be a concept artist, and then when they actually get to be a concept artist, they stop enjoying art. Because concept artists are like, they're basically used as a as idea machines, right? But concept artists also need people to bounce off of. And if you're like the only concept artist on a project, you can easily burn out. Yeah. I don't think like a lot of studios, especially usually the small and inexperienced ones, they don't really know about that, right? But yeah, I've heard a lot of my concept artists, like university like colleagues, basically saying like, oh yeah, I don't really enjoy doing art anymore. So that's really sad. That's really sad. And even the concept artist at the studio that I'm working at right now, she's also like, yeah, sometimes it gets like really hard and your brain just like doesn't process anything anymore when you're doing concept art, and then you need like someone else to refresh your brain, and you need to hand over your ideas to someone else to handle for a bit so you can like refresh your eyes on the thing. But if you're like the only concept artist, you don't have anyone to bounce off, you're just like, you kind of screwed. Ooh, I like what I did over here. It's like simple, but it's effective. Millie, go eat M&Ms. You don't have any at home? Oh, that's sad. Order them online, they deliver it. What? What country are you living in that happens? Germany doesn't do that. What the fuck? Burnout is so sad. I'm so afraid that's going to happen to me. Yeah, I think what helps with that is obviously you need to try to live a stress-free life, right? You also need to identify when you're like fed up with something, right? So you need to be like very in tune with yourself so you don't burn out. And then you have to switch it up and then also be like, hey, it's not working for me right now. I think I need something else to do. And that kind of prevents you from burning out. But sometimes, like, I feel like I'm kind of burned out on life. Like, I still enjoy drawing as long as it gives me like nice results. Like if I kept drawing and I was never like satisfied with the results, I would have burned out long ago. But yeah, I don't really have those bouts anymore where I'm like, oh man, I don't really feel like drawing anything at all. So I think that's pretty good, but I think that's because I have a job where I do like a variety of things. Because I'm like in the game industry and I was hired as a generalist. And sometimes they put me on doing like concept work because they need hands over there. Otherwise I'm like involved in environment art, set dressing, or 3D work. So I'm like, I have like a good variety that even after work I can just like go back and draw. And if I don't feel like drawing, if I need like a break, I'll probably just like do some game dev on my own, like programming some stuff. I think that's why I don't burn out, because I've like I've built up a few like different skills. And I think that's why you need to have like a few hobbies that you can rotate in between. And I think that's why people call me a workaholic and why I always keep myself busy, because I keep switching between obsessions, right? If I'm bored, I'm like, oh, let's do a live 2D model. Let's just rig something for a month. And then if I'm like bored again, I don't want to rig it anymore, I'll like, all right, let's do like commissions for a month or something. And then if I get tired of doing commissions, I just do like personal artwork. Obviously, I haven't monetized that yet in some way. Maybe at some point when I can sell them as prints, that would be great. Because I do need to pay bills and rent at some point as well. Anyways, yeah. It's a privilege. I order stuff here at 3 AM as well and get it in 10-minute max. Damn, that is privilege though. What the fuck? That's why I have a plan for having another job. Perhaps animation and programming. Yeah. I think it needs to be something like different enough that like the disciplines don't overlap. It's why I think like if you're an artist and then on another skill you can also do like programming in some way, I think that's like really good. You can easily switch between like a creative job and like a more technical job. Yeah, like we can't do that here in Germany. That's true. Like Germany is, we do say they Die Bordsteine hochklappen. We say like, oh, we pack up the sidewalks after 6 p.m. So yeah, like shops in Germany can close as early as 6 p.m. Close up. So yeah, the only thing you can get at night is maybe Uber Eats or something. And that also only depends on whether the restaurant is open, obviously. But yeah, anything else is like next day delivery. In Germany, everything has to be within like working hours. That's like really Lieferando, yeah, Deliveroo. I think nowadays it's only Volt, Uber Eats, and maybe Lieferando. I don't know if Lieferando like joined with Volt. Might be the same now. Hold on, am I at a stage where I can turn off the line art? No. Okay, hold on. It needs to be a bit thicker, and actually I think the other one needs to be a bit thinner. Alright, I should make everything a similar thickness. I thought of doing a way more practical job, like software engineering or maybe engineering, but I would die. Yeah, I feel like that's almost too, like, for me that would be too dry. Yeah. I think I need to see like immediate results, and that's why I'm like game dev is like ideal for me. Because even the small steps feel like successes because you're like, it's working. Don't worry, I'm doing that right now. Not worth it. Stay away from it. Yeah, I also heard that like programmers and software engineers are really having trouble finding like jobs and stuff nowadays. Because of COVID, all of the people are laid off, so now like all of the senior artists and senior engineers are looking for jobs as well. So now the young people coming right out of college have to compete with like senior engineers, so no one's getting jobs right now. Computer science. You know what, like I always heard about computer science, but I don't know what I thought. But I always thought it was like something silly like communication. So I never took it seriously, and then I realized, oh, data. Wait, no, I think it was data science. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a silly. Like people are looking at statistics or something. No, it turns out they're like data scientists are the people going into, I don't know, they have like important jobs apparently, like making 250K a year. I thought data scientists were just like people looking at data and analyzing statistics. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently that's like people having to manage probably databases, I suppose, and security. So that makes sense now. Yeah. I'm taking your word for Domingo. I feel like I would suffer, please. Yeah, I feel like you'd have the most fun going into game dev or something. And I feel like game dev is like very game dev actually has a lot of money. So I feel like you should be able to make good money if you are like a programmer or something. Maybe I should I maybe add something over here? Is that too much? I feel like that might be too much. But I do need some sort of structure, I think, on this part. I think it just needs to be something different because it's like repeating too closely to another. Should I maybe? I don't think I should do that. That's a bit weird. I wonder if I can make like a pattern or something. Maybe something like this. That also kind of looks silly. Hold on. Maybe something like this. might be different enough. It also looks a little bit alien, but we'll figure it out. Obviously it can't stay that bright, but... Alright, hold on. I'll find a darker color for this. So it's not as obnoxious. Fiverr? What? Hold on. I can't do any shit near my city as well. There are no jobs for artists, so I'm getting really desperate and frustrated. Maybe look at yeah, I think if your like city is far away, you can easily look up some like remote jobs. I don't know about like professional art jobs on remote, right? But that should be easy enough, and I think you can start off like commissions. But yeah, it's kind of like it's difficult to work up to a price that seems like feasible for you, I guess. Huh? Oh fuck, wait, did I draw on the wrong? I did draw on the wrong layer, that's stupid. Right? Because like before you get to like a living wage, you have to be like really popular or like as an artist or something. Okay, then this one. McDonald's cashier. Yeah, night shift cashier. I was told by a girl though that we should never do like night shifts as girls, just because it's really dangerous. She's like a hotel concierge, right? And she's like, yeah, there's crazy people coming at night. So she takes the early shift. She's like, oh yeah, I might have to get up at 4 AM, but I have the whole like afternoon to myself, which is really nice. Like, holy shit, I would still fall asleep. Only if we want to milk. Hold on, what? Do I want to be a McDonald's cashier? Hold on. Off topic, but we should definitely do Jackbox again. There's so many more people. You're right. You're right. There's like, do you guys feel like playing Jackbox? Should we do it? Do you want to go now? I don't think I can like fully finish this up, but I can work on the... Yeah, you guys want to play? I do try to get more popular right now, but I'm scared Germany will come get my ass because I'm still jobless. No, no, I think you shouldn't be scared about that. I don't think I've paid like all of my, like I still haven't done my taxes from 3 years ago. Like I haven't handed in all of my documents. Like I'm still fine. I don't think you need to worry too much. German bureaucracy is like too slow. They're like swamped. So yeah, don't worry about it too much. Like Germany always makes like, we're so rule based, people are like really scared about like consequences and stuff, but we're surprisingly lenient. No, I'm not doing tax evasion. I'm just like off schedule basically. I'm like still getting things sorted out. My situation was a bit like more complicated. Yeah. Alright, you guys all know where the you all know where the Discord is, right? You all have the Discord link? I'll hop over there. And then we can start playing in a bit. Like 5 minutes, okay? I do need a pee break. Okay? I'll see you in a minute. I've been at home sitting for 2 years now, I think. No, you're okay. You might have to go to the Arbeitsamt just to announce that you're like jobless. But yeah, I don't know the rules on that. I've always been like a freelancer, and then like I got employed at some point, so I don't know what it's like to be fully like jobless and what the laws around that are. So you might have to actually announce yourself as jobless. But I'm not sure. You should look that up. Yeah. We're going like now. See you in a bit. Bye. Wait, do you have to pay for a Jackbox? No, I have the games. You just need a phone to join, like a phone or like your PC. Like you can join via code. So don't worry about it. You don't have to pay a thing. I paid for it all. All right. I'll see you. See you there. Yeah, it'll be fun. Don't worry about it. I need a break. I need to pee.